And it makes you wonder if people want people to see him as a victim in all of this. Why are they spending so much time painting him out to be somebody who's really emotional, who gets out of itself quite easily?
Real life. If it ain't real life, just say real life street stars. Know what time it is.
Okay, let me put my notes. Hold
It
on.
never amazes me exactly how insane the internet becomes. And then I saw this video and it explained everything.
What video is that, Jack?
Well, there's a content creator that just did a video and she actually did the research and I went and I checked. I don't like running with anything that I see. I like to make sure that it's real before I say anything. Yeah, 51% of the internet is all bots. Might be
Mm,
more.
yeah. They say the internet's not a real place. What do you
For the
say to
most
that?
part it isn't. Um,
Right.
and it's kind of wild. It's kind of wild. Have you seen the negative black AI channels where it's supposed to be a bunch of black people acting like fools, but it's not real, it's AI?
I have not gotten to that yet, but I'm definitely gonna check that out now.
That's crazy. Why would you need a fake channel of black people acting at their worst?
Just maybe to destroy us, I guess.
I
'Cause-
don't get it. I don't look. There's a lot of stuff going on. There's a lot of stuff going on.
okay,
But hey,
Jack.
let the good times roll.
Right. So I wanted to get your take on this. Cat Williams. It's a
Yeah.
lot going on right now.
Is it? Is it a lot going on with Cat Williams right now? Or is there just a lot of stuff going on around Cat Williams' name?
Mm.
Because
Um.
Cat Williams really isn't saying or doing anything.
Yeah, he's not saying anything.
He's on hiatus. His tour is supposed to start back up, the next leg of it. He's not saying anything. He's not doing anything. But there's a lot of action around his name. I would have to agree about that.
Right. Did you ever meet Reggie Carroll?
No, not that I know of, not that I can remember. If I had of, I would have offered an official condolence. I think it's always terrible when somebody in the arts community passes away before their time or unnecessarily. And there's a lot of people that seem to have a lot of amazing things to say. Now, there are people that we do know in common mutually, but can't say that I know him. And if
Right.
I did meet him, I don't really remember. But yeah, no, it's wild because it seems like he had been making the rounds for quite some time out of Baltimore, and then finally started to get a little push, and then he got this, and then boom, no pun
Um.
intended.
Corey Holcomb said Reggie was no joke.
He's not
Um.
the only person that said it. There's
Right.
like 20 different people
Yeah.
that
They
have
said
said it.
he would play comedian and security.
I mean, I guess that's one way to make sure you always get paid. You want to know what I didn't understand?
What's that?
Why people felt the need to keep pushing that, because everyone said the same thing. Oh, Reggie, he's a great dude. He's a pit bull. Yeah, he's a dog. Yeah, he do this and he do that. Like, there was this other comedian, and his name is slipping my mind, and it's probably best that it does. But you know, he was sitting with some other content creators on YouTube, and I'm going to really try to avoid saying anybody's name because I'm really not trying to start nothing. Not for real, for real. It might slip out though. I might lose it and say your name somewhere in the midst of all of this. But he was saying how he told this whole story about how Reggie was this kind of dude and Reggie was that kind of dude, and how there was one night that he wasn't even around. And Reggie was at some comedy event. I guess he was doing security that night. He wasn't a comedian that night. He was doing security. And so he ran up on somebody that was talking badly about this guy. And he corners the guy and calls the comedian and gets on the phone with him and says, "What you want me to do? Because I can break him down and I can do this and I can do that and I can knock him out and yada, 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 whoopty, whoopty, whoop. You tell me what to do and I got it." And the guy was like, that's just the kind of good hearted dude Reggie was, and I had to tell him, no, let him live. It's okay, it's all right. And I'm just like, hey, that sounds a little unhinged to me. Like, and coming from somebody who used to be wild in my younger days, and don't get me wrong, I've had my fair share of, scuffles and squabbles and all kinds of stuff. But I'm really glad to know that in the past 15 years of my life, people don't have stories like that to tell about me anymore. They might have a lot of other stuff to say, but there's not a whole lot of stories about me, being, wild, reckless, um, putting myself in danger or putting anyone else in danger. And it makes you wonder, if people want people to see him as a victim in all of this, why are they spending so much time painting him out to be somebody who's really emotional, who gets out of themselves quite easily and needs to be, like even Corey, when Corey was, before he even got into everything that happened, for what he knew, because the thing is there were a lot of people that were saying a lot about this case and had no official information at all. There was this story, there was that story, there was this story, there was that story, and nobody would corroborate where they got the story from. Because they didn't get it from the news. So who did they get it from?
Right.
So anyway, and even Corey was like, yeah, this one night, and I had to grab him. He was 5'9", you know what I mean? But he was strong, and Corey is a big guy. He said, I had to grab him and I had to pull him. And he came back to me. He was like, man, I'm glad you pulled me by my collar. And you know, I don't know. And
What
once
did you think
again,
of? What did you
everyone
think
talks
about?
about what a great guy he is. I just don't understand why the first stories that people need to tell are the most negative. You know what I haven't heard people talk a lot about? His jokes.
Mm.
Like, of all of the things that people are talking about, Reggie, yeah, because Reggie's this and Reggie's that. And he wasn't doing the Knockout Kings of Comedy tour for nothing, because he could knock somebody out. And he could do this and he could do that. But I'm still waiting to hear what his best joke was. Like, of all of the people that are talking about how terrible this is, why is no one talking about his artistry? And why is the first thing that people are talking about is how physically unhinged and volatile he could be? If I was him, I'd be pissed. Like, I just got laid out, and the first thing y'all want to talk about is me knocking people out. Oh, you're such a good dude. We was family. We was this. We was that. I don't hear a lot of people talking about a lot of other things regarding his character, other than how he can knock somebody out. I think that's kind of weird. I don't know. What do you think? Maybe I'm tripping.
That no, that's a good take on it, because yeah, I haven't heard any of that either. Um, what did you feel
Like,
about
when
Mo?
people talk to me about Bernie Mac, it's real hard to talk about Bernie Mac without reciting or repeating one of his best jokes.
No, that's facts. That's facts.
If you talk about Red Fox, one of the you talk about a great comedian, you know, if I say Dolomite, you know,
Right.
a signified monkey stepped on the lion's feet, and the monkey said, "Can't you see?" Like, they talk about how great he is. They talk about him being a comedian, but they also talk about him being a bouncer. But everyone seems to have a story about how he was quick to get out of his body and put his hands on people. That's the first thing they talk about. That's the main thing they talk about. Don't know why. He's a victim in all of this. Why y'all trying to paint him out to be some kind of monster?
Shout out Reallyfe Street Stars, nigga. Move. Hey.